We're in today with two GTX 460 from Gigabyte. This is a 2010 video card with 1 gig of VRAM GDDR5 Hynix at 256 bits bus weight with DirectX 11 support, running at 815 MHz on the core clock with 1000 MHz on the memory clock. We're gonna pair it up with this i7 4th gen with 4 cores and 8 threads. I'm gonna see how two GTX 460 in SLI are working in a couple of games. Let's jump in and see how compatible they are. Let's start with GTA 5 and see how the game is performing. So we got 1080p, DirectX 10, FXA for the edges, no VSync, and everything on normal detail. Advanced graphics, everything is off, and the frame scale off. Let's jump in and see how the game is running. This is an interesting performance from this video card. Seriously, I mean video card, I'm sorry, I have to retract my words. This is an interesting performance from both of the video cards. It's running really nice in SLI, there's no problem about this, but you can actually see the cores are not loaded because the VRAM is the bottleneck. So averaging 67 FPS, good frame time in this situation. And yeah, there's no problem with the SLI configuration. The CPU itself has only 50 watts consumption maximum with 8 gig of system RAM used. So the the CPU itself is not that bad, you know. So in this case, you can actually see that the only problem I have is the VRAM. And I really like and I really appreciate how the system is working. Look at this, the temperature is good. I maxed out the fan, 100% on the fan, because I don't want the SLI to overheat. So yeah, the temperature is good. So yes, overall I have no problem with the system. I only have problems with people online here, but disregarding that, I think everything is okay. We actually seen last time in Alan Wake how the GTX 465 is working. Now we can actually see on maximum details with two GTX 416 in SLI. So imagine the 465 in maximum details had 30 FPS. Now look how much it's got. Well, in this situation, you can actually see that the bottleneck, bottleneck is not bottleneck when it's passing 60 FPS, but the moment it's passing 60 FPS, you will get something loaded, either the memory, either the core. So in this situation, we got the core loaded. Kind of fantastic to see the system holding really well. 70 FPS, 99% load on the core, only 649 megabytes of VRAM used. So if I use VSync or lower the details, I'm 100% sure that I will stabilize the cores. In this situation, you can actually see one is reaching 78. I'm not really into high temperature, you know, because I just changed the thermal paste on this video card, but it's working really nice. So ideal will be to put 60 FPS or lower the details, or both, lower the details and use 60 FPS. I think this setup is quite fantastic and it's got a lot of potential if you are interested in some old titles with SLI. Like in this game, it runs fantastic, the SLI is scaling very good, and there is no problem, there is no bugs, there is only entertainment with this type of configuration. Modern Warfare 3 1080p with maximum details. Ooh, 91 FPS. Look at the performance on this. 40% load on the cores. Excellent performance overall. Yo, look at this. He was on top of the building. Oh, so for 91 FPS, apparently the system, it's not being bottlenecking, no situation. It's got 70-80% load on the cores, 700 megabytes of VRAM utilized. You know, all of the frequency on the core and the memory clock, they are in maximum performance. Wow, the CPU is not utilized at maximum. You can use other CPUs if you're interested, because this is one of those situations. This i7 is too much. Like, look at this, 30 watt consumption. That's not too much. 6 gig of system RAM, that's good. Wow, can't complain about the system. I can't complain about the SLI. The SLI is doing the job and everything is nice with it. There is no bottleneck, there is no glitch. Everything is flawless, and I think this is how you need to play a game like this, with an old system like this 460 in SLI. If we're not playing Battlefield 3, I don't know what I'm doing with the system, seriously. Look at this. This needs to be on this video card, actually 60 FPS. Let's check the settings and see what we got here. Ultra settings with VSync on. I'm gonna take these settings, seriously. Looks fantastic. So 80% load on the system, on the cores, and I'm actually having a lot of performance. The VRAM is utilized at maximum. The core is utilized at maximum. So yeah, everything is good with the system. Battlefield 3 with two GTX 460s in SLI. It's working on maximum details with 60 FPS with VSync on. Working really nice. Apparently the CPU is holding pretty well, 45 watts consumption. It's utilizing 7 gig of system RAM, but the cores on the GPU it's around 70-80% load. And I think this is exactly what I need from this SLI because it's on maximum details. You can actually see some spikes when I'm moving around the mouse. Ooh, some drops. So that suggests that this SLI it's not holding on maximum details. How about we put it to low? This is only low details, but you can adjust it in such a way so you can put more details if you want yourself to be in that position, you know, more details. But I like it like this with low details because it shows me that I can control the outcome of the video card, like low temperature, no bottleneck on the VRAM. Everything is just fantastic with the system itself. Let's see how Metro is working with this SLI. I mean, come on, this is gonna be very interesting to see the system. I'm on very high DirectX 11 MXA. Put it on to lower details. Can I do that? So how does the GPUs are working in overall performance? Like 95% load on the core. This is because of the DirectX 11, you know, but the cores are loaded and they are performing really well, but in this situation you have to lower the DirectX 11 if you want to get even better thermals or better performance overall. But in this situation 90 FPS it's enough. It's okay for this setup to work, and there is no problems in the delivery. You can actually see that it's fantastic overall. Do I want to complain about this? No. I think if I log it to 60 FPS in Metro, it will look and it will run really fantastic with 60 FPS. It will lower the core utilization, and I think in that situation I can benefit from this system. The SLI is fantastic. There is no problem on delivering the overall performance. Let's try Hellgate London and see how the system is holding. I'm on 1080p with DirectX 10 and everything maxed out, and I think it's gonna do really nice. Let me show you how it's working with maximum details. Yeah, 1 gig of VRAM. It's maxing out the VRAM. Even if it's in SLI, the cores are maxed out. The details are fantastic. If I have to select an SLI configuration, I think this is something that I will really like to have. Look at this. Maximum core load on the first GPU, maximum VRAM utilization. I think the whole system itself, it's good for this game. I mean, the system, referring to the system, I mean, the CPU is not being maxed out. So if I'm interested on playing the game, I think it needs to be with a video card like this and the CPU like this. Only 20% load. Remember every single time I was playing with that QX 6850? Yeah. Not funny. Comparing it to this i7 4th Gen, I think it's kind of fantastic. So overall, the system is utilizing only 6 gig of system RAM. The cores on the GPUs are maxed out. The VRAM is maxed out. The temperature is 77 degrees, not bad. But I wish I had better temperature. So I think the only way I can do that is by lowering the FPS by using VSync. Let's see how Singularity is working with this system. It looks fun, kind of fantastic if I'm not judging. 50-60% load on the core with 66 degrees. That's not bad. This is a good performance from the SLI. Only 280 megabytes of VRAM utilized in order to deliver this quality. Not that bad, you know, because it feels like Fallout. So if you're interested on playing games like Fallout, then this is going to be the same experience like that game. 200 and nearly 300 megabytes of VRAM. The SLI has no glitches. Everything looks fantastic in the game. You know, I mean, a bit gore, but it doesn't matter. Imagine playing an older game and having more entertainment from the new ones. There is no problem with the CPU. Only 5 gig of system RAM is being utilized. That is good. 30 watts consumption shows you that it's only using 20-30% load on the CPU. So the CPU, it's an overkill i7 4th Gen. An older CPU, it will be even better. Damn, Daniel. The game is utilizing the system properly, you know, and I can benefit from an SLI like this. Like I said, old titles or better with old hardware. Dragon Age, on the other hand, it's running really nice on maximum details with 60 FPS. This is exactly what I need from this configuration. 60 FPS is not that bad, but it's on point with the system itself, you know, with the SLI. If you're interested on working perfectly with the SLI, that means this game is gonna be flawless. Look at this, 90% load on the core, is doing exactly what it needs to do. Actually, the first core, it's getting just a little hotter, and that's it. 75 degrees on the first GPU, it's okay. It holds 60 FPS, very nice, and that's it. That's the only thing that matters. So in SLI, it's working nice. There's no complaint. There's no glitches. There's nothing. Everything is balanced. In the fight, everything was like honky-donkey with this system. This Gigabyte 460, it's like the top of the models. This has got the high frequency core clock, high frequency memory clock. It's just the best of the 460. I got a couple of more 460s and I will show you those video cards in the future. But today I wanted to see the peak of what is GTX 460 in SLI. I know the video card can be found really cheap, so if you're interested, I will really recommend something like this from the 400 series to put in SLI, because it's a fantastic experience with older title. If you want to get into SLI or Crossfire, it doesn't matter, but if you want to understand and like an old hardware, to have an old hardware, 400 series, it's one of the best and cheapest way to do it. 460 is fantastic. Standalone, the video card is good, yet alone too in SLI, I have no problem. I really like them and I really recommend to have two of them in SLI. I don't know, this is my opinion, because nowadays I noticed that all the games are getting better and better, and they become rarer, seriously, and the experience is more genuine. So yeah, what do you think about the GTX 460 in SLI?